Hey everyone, I like to switch it up every now and then. And instead of making you read something really long, I thought I'd do as quick of a possible as a video message update from me. So, this week's message from Jamie is a little video. So, please be sure to read through the staff notes. There's some information about Halloween, some reminders about the SEL screener. I'm going to talk a little bit today about our blue ribbon ceremony on November 8th and a little bit about COVID now that we've had two cases this week. I know, or at least it's my understanding, that these are the first two cases at Brayside ever. So I just want to make sure that we are all on the same page and have the same information. All right, so the blue ribbon ceremony, it will be at 9:30 on the 8th, which is Monday the 8th. That's after Andy and I and Dr. Lubefeld come back from DC. Our fourth and fifth grade students will attend in person. We will need to be social distance, so we cannot have the whole school. We don't have a space large enough for everyone to attend. So given that the award criteria was based on 2018-2019 data, we will have our fourth and fifth grade students attend in person. Our kindergarten through third grade students will live stream the ceremony in their classrooms, as will parents will be allowed to access the live stream. All students and staff are going to have a special shirt to wear on the day of the ceremony. And then our PTO room parents are going to be reaching out to our classroom teachers to coordinate a little door decorating activity the week of November 1st, so that we can decorate the school. Our PTO is also helping to order some other items, and I'm working on some other things as well to help make the day very special. As I've shared before, Joey will be in attendance, as well as our mayor, some of our city council people, the 112 Foundation, our PTO presidents, and of course, you, our staff, and our students, who are the reason that we received this award. COVID. So, COVID happens. We're living in a pandemic. It's okay. Hopefully, we won't have very many positive cases, but if we do, it happens. We're doing everything we can to keep our kids safe. We're educating students. We have to teach math. We have to teach reading. We have to operate within the confines of our school. So it is nobody's fault when someone here at school tests positive, and it is nobody's fault when somebody here at school has to quarantine. We are each of us showing up here every day, being asked to really do business as usual while living through a global pandemic, and know that your efforts are very much appreciated. When a student does test positive at school, meaning like they are a student at our school and they test positive, not necessarily testing at school. Other students need to quarantine is determined by two things. One, how much social distancing was happening, and two, was consistent and correct mask wearing taking place. So I'm put three scenarios down here. So let's say we're in a room and students are 3 feet or more apart, and consistent and correct mask wearing is in place, and someone in the room tests positive for COVID. No other students are impacted by the positive case. Remember that the 3 feet is 3 feet or more. We go back 2 days from the time that a student tests positive. So that would be like if a student tests positive on Wednesday, would be looking at was anyone less than 3 feet apart from that student on Monday or Tuesday, for a total of 15 minutes in a 24-hour period. So, scenario one, kids are more 3 feet or more apart, they're wearing masks, and we have a positive case. No other students are impacted by the positive case. If students are less than 3 feet apart, so they're doing a floor activity, maybe they're only 2 feet apart, but they were wearing consistent and correct mask wearing, and we have a positive case, the students who were less than 3 feet apart can opt to participate in the Test to Stay program. And what that means is that on day 1, 3, 5, and 7, after being exposed, they get tested in the nurse's office with a BinaxNOW test. As long as they are symptom free and they do not test positive, they get to stay at school, and they do not need to quarantine. If students are less than 3 feet apart and consistent and correct mask wearing is not in place, and someone tests positive, then those close contacts do have to quarantine from school and participate in remote learning. So those are just three scenarios, just to kind of give you a better idea of why I keep reminding you about seating charts and mask wearing, or you might see me when I'm in your room reminding students to pull their masks up over their nose. I know everyone's doing the best that they can. I will put reminders in my parent newsletter, and please, I want you to feel empowered that if you have students that are not wearing their mask correctly or their masks don't fit, to please reach out to those parents and ask them to partner with us. If you've repeatedly contacted a parent or you get any pushback, please reach out to me. I'm happy to support you in that communication with a parent, because, of course, we want a positive case to impact as few students as possible. Um, when a student is in quarantine, they will get 2 hours a day of live instruction. They'll get an hour of math and an hour of reading. That will be through proximity learning. Proximity learning is like a third party. It's basically like an online school, to put it very simply. We worked with them last year at Edgewood. All of our virtual learning took place through proximity learning. And they follow our pacing guides. They have access to our curricular resources. But again, not everybody's on lesson one, point four on the same day. You guys have that flexibility, so they're going to do the best that they can. Students are in classes by grade level, so there's a fluid amount of students in each class every day. And then for the other part of, we have to provide 5.5 hours, so they get 2 hours of live and then 3.5 hours of asynchronous work, which would be an hour of daily specials and then 2.5 hours daily of math, reading. You can think of things such as Dreambox, Map Accelerator, Sora, Learning A to Z, Silent Reading, and Inquiry. Proximity learning, I'll set that up for the students within 24 hours. If you want to read the information that the parents get, you can certainly click that link. And then I'll notify you when a student in your class tests positive, and I'll share some information with you as well so that you know what next steps are. What can you do now? Start thinking about, when students are in quarantine, we should be giving them access as much as possible to the same work as students at school would be doing. The intent is that their learning is disrupted as little as possible. Now, no one replaces you, right? You are not replaceable. The instruction, the feedback that you're giving in the moment is just can't be duplicated. So think about now developing for yourself a quick checklist of materials and resources, like if you're kindergarten first or third, their handwriting book, their readers and writers journals, or math student journal, number corner, home connection. You can assign things through Seesaw or through Otis, if that's easier for you. But just start thinking about, just a general list, so that if I notify you that someone in your class is quarantined, you just have that go-to list of, like, here's the things I need to gather. And then obviously your lesson plans are flexible. So you'll fill that in as you go of what you specifically want students to do. I think the biggest thing to know is that I'm here to support you. This is a process. It's something I think new for everyone using proximity. I think it's new for everyone, the amount of hours that we have to provide. And then I know too, at Brayside, with having very few students in quarantine last year, this is just new in general. So if you have any questions, or you're receiving information from me and something doesn't make sense, please reach out. Also, please feel free to provide feedback on the process after you've been through it, of what it was like to receive the communication from me, if the communication was clear, because I'm open to learning and growing too in the ways that I can support you. All right, I hope you all have a great weekend, and that you get some rest and relax. If you're participating in the fun run, I hope to see you tomorrow. And if not, I will see you on Monday. Have a great weekend.